This is Railfan Chicago Brown Line, but as you can see, it's more than just the Chicago Brown Line. There's also Kyoto Line and a Tokyo Line. And since I'm just going to be showing off a little bit of it, let's go with Tokyo. From the main menu, missions are what you'd usually want to do. Driving the train. The train tour will show you things at the stop, and my collections are videos that you get after completing the missions. So we're going to go into missions, and most of these are just to introduce the concept of driving the train. You can see all these train missions. The bottom one, though, is the full train tour. It's the full run of the line from beginning to end. This is the option panel. Railfan is technically part of the Train Simulator series, but it defaults to Densha de Go, which is another series of train simulators. The next 4 options are for the realism. You can turn off the different game interfaces and try to drive just based on the signals and gauges on the train panel. There's also extra music, but I'm just going to leave that off. And with that tone, the people of Tokyo know that the train doors are closing and we're about to leave the station. Now the key to Railfan isn't just keeping the train on the tracks. Because it's video, it's not going to derail on you. But the whole point is to try to maintain the train's schedule. You can see I've got 1,500 meters to go to the next measuring point. It's blue, which tells me I'm not going to stop there, and it tells me what time exactly I need to be passing through that station. Now you could see earlier that I could turn off the panel and just go with the game interface, and since you get a better view of the video, I'm going to do that. The marker up ahead tells me that I'm about to start going downhill. And if I was in neutral, I'd be picking up speed from that. In the upper left-hand corner where it says 3-0, that's how many points you currently have. If that reaches 0, you get a game over. And you get penalties by speeding, which is be the red section in the gauge for the speed. Or going through a station. If we had to stop and I went through it, that'd be automatic game over right there. For being too early or too late, you get a penalty. I was almost exactly on time, so I got 2 points. The only thing that's computer generated in the video itself is the signal lights. They blot them out and make them black so that they can color them in as you do separate runs. If you reload the video, you would see those lights actually load first. I was always disappointed that they shot the Tokyo footage on a cloudy day. Would have liked to have gotten a better view. Okay, now as I'm cutting into this station, you can see I am running way ahead of schedule here. There's no speed limit, well, it's 95 km/h speed limit on this line almost the whole distance. But to actually get between the stations in a timely manner, you actually have to go about 75 km/h. And I have been exceeding that by quite a bit. a whole run of the line takes probably about 30 to 40 minutes. The Tokyo line is the easiest of them, since there's very little variations in speed, and you don't even stop at most of the stations. The Chicago line's the most challenging. Speed changes constantly there due to the many curves. The Brown line proceeds through the loop in downtown Chicago, so you've got a lot of tight turns there that you could have to take very slowly. I came through this station way too early. You can see it's almost 20 seconds too early, so I got a 2-point penalty for it. Now I'm going to start trying to manage my speed a little bit better, since I have to go just 1.2 kilometers in the next minute and 30 seconds. So yeah, I'm still letting this train run too fast. But it's just a quick look at the game, so. Here we finally see a speed limit change. It's 70 kilometers per hour through this station. So the yellow on the right-hand side indicates that that is where the speed limit will be shortly. And on the left-hand side, you can see that I'm braking, and the arrow on the tracks tells me approximately where I would stop if I continued braking at that rate. I'm almost back on schedule there, so that's a big improvement. Each of the lines in this game has a different train, and they gave each train a slightly different interface. So on this line, the directional pad controls the accelerator, and the buttons control the brake, which is a little confusing since you can't have the brake and accelerator going simultaneously. But it's also kind of convenient since you can put it to neutral with one tap. If you watch the people in the stations as we go by, sometimes I'll be going through at the wrong video speed and they will be moving rather quickly. You'll note that the next station indicator has turned green, which means that I have to stop at it. But in this instance, because I was texting while driving a train, I am just going to fly through the station and lose. You can see I've realized I need to stop, but I'm way too fast. The next two spots up are emergency brakes, and I'd receive a significant penalty for using them. It's turned red to tell me I've gone past the station, and I've now gone way too past the station, and game over.